Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's Financial Mike. It is April 23rd, and it is currently 5 o'clock in the morning. Already showered, did my top 10 journal. In the next hour, maybe hour, 30 minutes, gonna go and get my workout in, because we've been working on being disciplined and consistent every single day, and the results are kind of crazy. It's gonna be for another video. Also, I turned 23, April 29th, so in a week. And huge shout out to everybody that's watching my videos, all the people that are sending me messages, going the extra mile to actually contact me. And the fact that I'm actually able to help people out, it's amazing, you know? I always loved making videos. I always loved putting myself out there, but being able to serve real purpose and serve real impact, that's definitely the fulfillment that's there. And it's awesome being able to use my platform for what I've been able to do currently, and steadily just see the growth of whatever's going to happen with this rolling snowball here. But today's video, I just want to talk about the top 10 mistakes that you don't want to make in your 20s. Because if you could take it from anybody, take it from me, because I've had a lot of fuck ups, and I've had a lot of things that I've done right and a lot of things that I've done wrong, and a lot of things that I'm personally still working on, because I'm far from perfect, right? First things first, though, because I have it in my journal, is do not beef with your parents. My whole entire 18 years of my life, I didn't have a good relationship with my mom, because I didn't want to go to college. I sucked at school. I was always getting in trouble. And being a mama's boy, she always wanted the best for me, and she wanted me to go to college, get an education, get a degree. And with her being from Liberia in Africa, when I told her, because I knew since ninth grade, I didn't want to go to college, she just was upset. Rightfully so, right? And it's funny because I was so young at the time that I didn't understand her point of view, but it's like at that time, obviously your parents just want the best for you, right? And I just didn't see it like that at that time, because I'd made so much money on YouTube. I figured out how to make money online, and I was so caught up. I don't know what word I'm looking for, or fascinated, that I didn't need college. It's 2026, and clearly, obviously, I didn't, because of what I'm doing right now. But I never had a good relationship with my stepdad either. And not that I even want one with him, because he always thought that I wouldn't amount to be to anything. But I feel like because I beef so much with my parents over various things, and I can go into that topic in another video, I always had internal, like, not hate, but the feeling of everybody always counted me out. And that was always one of my super big motivating factors about being successful, because don't count me out when I'm always gonna fucking play the fucking hardest every time. Nobody's gonna outwork me. But now that I'm over 18 and I'm not like my mama's boy, or it's unlike before where I couldn't talk back to her because it'd be considered disrespect. Being an adult, you can actually have those hard conversations that you couldn't have before. So don't let your past or your ego stop you from whatever blessings that you may have in the future. If you die tomorrow, then what was all that for? Nothing. And we only have one life, so that's how come I'm more focused on just having my rights with people and forgiving than holding on to any wrongs. 2, thinking that you're unstoppable when things are going good. Momentum's a real fucking thing, guys, and momentum can fucking stir up quick. And one thing that my mom always told me is that as quickly as things come, things can go just as fast as well. And there is a point where I let my highs get too high, and I let my lows get too low. And I figured that no matter what, there was no reason why I could fuck up. But, I feel like God humbled me, rightfully so, because I was making so much money, getting into vices, and doing things that was just straying me away from the truth, which is just God Almighty at the end of the day, which I'm starting to get closer to with and feel it in my heart that God's starting to work in me, because obviously now I'm doing everything that I'm chasing with intention this time. But God will give you the fruits of your labor, but He will take it away if you're not being the person that you have to be to maintain those things. You have to be able to earn the person that you need to be to get what you desire. But when things are going good, things can definitely go wrong. So always be prepared for a rainy day. You never know when shit's going to happen. Life is like a fucking baseball. It can throw a curveball at you. And I can just confidently say that because I'm somebody who's also rebuilding right now from letting my highs get too high. Number 3, not controlling your mind or your anxiety. I used to just be very unintentional, and I'd say I'd live a pretty mindless life, especially when I was at the peak of doing sales a couple of years ago. I was so focused on waking up, going to the deal, closing it, making sure the setter's happy, and doing everything that I got to do. I never gave myself time, and I used to fall victim to just people pleasing because I wasn't more so worried about myself, because in the position that I was in, like, I obviously was responsible for certain things, but the person that I am, it's like I'm always inherently wanting to do more for people. So you have to be in control of your mind, right? And for a long time, I wasn't. And I just let my thoughts consume me instead of being in control of my thoughts. And I don't wish it upon anybody. It's super easy to get caught up in life and to break away off of that, like being in that loop. But the only way that you are going to be able to control your anxiety that I've learned is just me personally just going to the gym. Like, it's so nice being able to go to the gym and just have an hour or 2 hours of just you and your thoughts. And just absolutely clearing your mind. Because you're not going to clear your mind fucking dopamine scrolling, going on Twitter, watching YouTube. That's not real joy. It's all fake. The real joy is putting in work within yourself. And it's crazy because, like, I always used to tell myself that I was working on myself. And even though I was, there were a ton of points in which I was inconsistent, didn't keep up with it, and didn't do it with pure intention in my heart. Number 4, avoiding God. You want to get close with God as soon as possible. I ran away from home at 18. I'm 22 now. I'm about to turn 23. And it's crazy, but out of my whole entire life, even though obviously I went to church a lot growing up and I had a good relationship with God, but ever since I left home and just started being on my own after I ran away, it was so easy to get disconnected from God because I lost my foundation, like being back home in New Jersey, going to church every single week, having a family in which we all prayed, to being surrounded by people that maybe have a religion, don't have a religion, and just losing that consistency of going to church and having God by my side always. And you're nothing without God. We are nothing without the Lord up above. And I feel like leaving home at 18 forced me to grow up so quick, and I was able to just see things for what they are. And it's like, man, it's just crazy how a lot of people are unhappy. A lot of people don't have joy in their life. And a lot of people just don't have God. Of course you're going to want to feel like you want to kill yourself. Of course you're going to want to feel like things are shit when you're listening to bad music all the time, secular stuff, whatever the fucking word is, things that are just not pure. Like, energy is everything in this life. What you feed your subconscious mind is what you're going to produce and put out there. But don't avoid God, and get to him sooner rather than later. Because once you start chasing him and just doing things with God's name in your heart, that's when he starts to turn on that light at the end of the tunnel for you. And that's the only thing you got to follow. You don't need no substances. You don't need no vices. And I'm still bad with them. But I'm just trying to get better. 1% every day. 5. Chasing money with no discipline. The money's always going to be there, but the money's just a fucking number on a screen. You got to be fucking disciplined, man. It's so easy to fucking just spend money because you just fucking see a lot in your account. But in me personally, I never grew up with money. I just happened to fucking get into it and make a shit ton. And like, I just never came from a family that had finances straight. My mom was a single mom. Even though she always provided and had food on the table for us, it was like never something that was instilled and taught. So learn about finances, learn about like Roth IRAs, investments, and actually things to put your money into that are going to grow, rather than you just spending things on depreciating assets that just aren't really going to benefit you. Like me, I drive a fucking Honda Accord. I could get a fat fire-ass car, but I'm like, fuck, dude. All I do is just drive for work to different appointments all the time. Like, why do I need the flashiest car? Who the fuck do I got to impress? I like to travel, you know? I like experiences. I like eating new food, you know? But definitely live within your means. Don't try to keep up with the Joneses. And, yeah, just be smart about your finances, especially if you didn't come from a family that necessarily taught that and had that upbringing. Because I've had friends in which they're like, oh yeah, like my parents do X, Y, and Z, they control this, they invest that. And I'm like, oh, what? And they're like, oh yeah, like I don't even have to look at my bank account, like everything's great, they take care of it. And I'm like, oh wow, interesting. I didn't even like think that was, I was like, oh, people actually have people that do that. And I'm like, alrighty then. So you know, just figure that out for yourself. 6. Avoiding hard conversations. Kind of leading back to what I mentioned earlier, being a people pleaser, I always used to avoid the hard conversations, and then within avoiding the things that were paining me the most, just pain me even more later because I had the pain of just regret. It's like you might as well just rip off the Band-Aid and just have that quote-unquote hard conversation, because once you do, it's like, 1, you feel relieved, 2, you don't have that feeling on your chest anymore, and 3, you can pat yourself on the back for actually fucking doing it and not just fucking thinking, what if, what if, what if, what if, what if. You don't want to live in the pain of having regret, because it's a shitty feeling. Fuck that, you know? So don't avoid hard conversations. I done that so much in my life, and it honestly put me back so much farther than I could have been ahead, you know? Not demanding things that I wanted when working for certain companies or certain people or friends, or if I had pay discrepancies or things that weren't right, you know? Just avoiding hard conversations. Don't. Don't be like me, who is like, fuck, I don't want to lose a friend. I don't want to fucking mess up this relationship. It's like, be okay with not being okay with everybody. Because who the fuck cares to please anybody? If they don't like you, if they get mad, then it's like, alright, that's on them, and that's a personal problem. Don't let other people's fucking projections bring you down. 7. Not investing into your skills or into yourself as far as like health and your mindset. Read books, listen to podcasts. I like Grant Mitt. There's a handful of podcasts out there that I like. I like reading a lot of books. Tim S. Grover, Relentless, that's another good one. It talks about being a cooler, cleaner, and a cooler, cleaner, and another one. I just can't think of it off at the top of my head. And it's like, A lot of people in this fucking world are fucking coolers, bro. The bottom of the bottom tier. But you gotta be a fucking cleaner. A person that can fucking get it done every fucking time, no matter what. But invest into yourself. Reading books literally feeds you all the information from people that were famous and already did it. And it's like the fact that we can consume that knowledge for free. Why not? It's so good for your brain. It's so good for the mind. It's so good for your vocabulary. Invest into hobbies. I like making content. I'm trying to get better at it. I'm trying to figure out what works and I'm trying to figure out what doesn't. But always invest into yourself, you know? Always try to be learning a skill on the side of on top of what you're actually doing on a day-to-day basis. 8, comparing yourself to others. Everybody has their own journey. God has his time for everybody. And just because it isn't your time right now, it doesn't mean that your time isn't coming. Just because it isn't your time right now doesn't mean that your time isn't coming. Because we live in a fucking world where there's Instagram, TikTok, and there's all these people fucking LARPing and faking their success. And it's like, bro, that's a bad feeling to have internally when it's like, fuck, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. I got all these people online fucking doing better. And it's like, don't fall victim to that fucking mindset, you know? If anything, let it inspire you because half that shit's fucking fake. Like, rich people are loud, real wealth is quiet. Remember that. But don't compare yourself to others. Be focused on your own journey because it is you versus you. Not you versus left, not you versus right, just you versus you. 9, not being consistent in the gym. If you're not being consistent in the gym, man, what the fuck else are you doing, dude? The gym is quite literally one of the most beautiful things for humans. Like, I never used to be big on it, but like I've been going and I can confidently say like my testosterone's up, I feel better, I look better, I feel confident, I see myself getting bigger, I feel a different presence as soon as I walk into the fucking room. And it's like you start to carry a different energy. And if you're doing that shit every day, fuck, I'm up at fucking 5:27 and I'm about to go win the day before it gets started. Because when I go out there and I go into the real world, I'm like, all right, I know half these fuck niggas ain't fucking do the hard thing like I just did. So I'm already ahead of 99% of everybody else. If it's not the gym, find something to be consistent in and just put your time into it. For me, I like the gym because I used to deal with a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, fucking being a team leader, having to deal with everybody's problems, and then fucking just smoking a whole bunch of weed and hoping to feel better when I was like, fuck, dude. I go to the fucking gym, break a couple fucking sweats, and I'm ready to get fucking back into the field and fucking get some fucking shit done. And then 10, lastly, for 10 mistakes that you don't want to make in your 20s is waiting for motivation and not having no identity. Motivation's only going to take you so far. You have to embody a new identity. It's like, or you can embody that identity that you already got if you're cool on that, right? Just being lit off of motivation and getting that spark to like go out and do something once every while, you know? There's too much time in the fucking day for you to not be fucking doing more. So embody an identity as to the bad one. Embody an identity of like, I don't need no fucking motivation. I don't need no fucking person to call me and tell me to get my fucking day started. All the fucking need is myself and to fucking go out there and get it. Because I know a lot of people that they identify in like, oh, I need some motivation. I need to wait for fucking this to happen. I need to wait for yada, yada, yada. And it's like, no. You only get rewarded if you take fucking action and if you take fucking extreme fucking action. This month, I'm already at like $50,000 in commissions. And it's like, my goal is 6 figures. And that's because I've literally just been putting in unrecognizable action every single day to which I can't lose, because as long as I show up, I know I'm going to be rewarded. But yeah, we're going to be making a lot more videos. going into various topics. I've got a lot of shit on my head that I got to say, and I'm hoping that it goes out to the right audience and to the people that need to hear it. Because I definitely would have liked to hear it if I had this 4 years ago. But yeah, that's the top 10 mistakes that you should avoid in your 20s. And thanks for watching.